Hello, everyone. This is Thomas Pepin, NHL Talk. I'm Thomas Pepin, and let's play some NHL. Continuing the franchise mode series where I've taken over the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're on season 22, episode 5. Just starting the offseason, got eliminated in the conference final in 4th Street, I think it was. Disappointing finish, but you can't win everyone. So yeah, that puts us at 11 Stanley Cups in 22 seasons. So next season, definitely want to win a cup to stay ahead of the game in terms of being 50% on our seasons winning a Stanley Cup. But anyways, first step here, we have to consider extending players, coaches, and scouts. Scouts, we think are going to do all the ones that are up for extension. Definitely this one. This one's got enough things going on, so they're good too. This one only has one thing, so we'll let them go, and then if we want them, we can sign them when they're a free agent. I guess you'd still call it for scouts. I think those are the only ones to do. Oh, there's another one. This guy, yes, for sure. Apparently we got a bunch of them. I didn't realize there were that many. All right, so that's it for scouts. We've got both our NHL and AHL head coaches expiring, and I have a feeling both are going to want far too much money. Maybe Theodore might not. Oh, it says 4.5, so I bet you anything that's what he's asking for. Ha! Yeah, right. So you go from being an AHL head coach, expecting 4 million, 3 Calder Cups, I guess. Still, um, absolutely not keeping him. I'm interested to see what he wants. 6.4 looks like. Yuck. No chance. So we've got this guy who we signed as a backup, and we're probably. Yeah, so he's set up to be our head coach. We might go and hire somebody ahead of him, but it'll all depend on what's out there. So, yeah, so we have a bunch of coaches still to get, so half of our coaching spots need to be filled. But at the very least, we have a NHL coach for 6 years. He's pretty good. Okay, so that's coaches and scouts done. Now we got to see what players are up for extensions. He's a guy we traded for, I think. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. The buttons change from one section to another, and I was wanting to release this guy. Oh, you have to do it from this screen, okay. So they all want one ways, and they're absolutely not getting it. Wasn't he 81 overall? He's still asking for far too much. So you're gone, but we're going to qualify before we trade, of course. Same thing. Oh, whoops. So it looks like all of them were just qualifying and then trading. Alright, goalies. All good. I think that's it then. Alright, let's save that. Let's do trading block first, just to get it out of the way. Next, we'll look for scouts. One of those was a previous. This guy, I think we had them previously. Well, we'll go for this guy again. I don't know if I want to sign them for 6 years. What are they good at? Yeah, I guess we're fine. How many spots do we have? Yeah, because we still got plenty of space if we need to sign somebody in futures, sign some people in future years. Um, that's good. Then what's the situation for coaches? This one's going to be a lot more complicated, I think. Oh no. 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 I like. Oh, I was gonna say I like this one. I don't know if I do. Well, I guess the coaching influence isn't that critical. Because if they go as a goalie coach, then um, yeah, it's not that critical. Yikes! So we don't really have much to fill in. Uh, then what? Yeah, we have nothing that we want. This isn't bad. All right, let's revisit. What do we have at the moment? A, B is not bad. Okay, so this guy's better than the NHL goalie coach. It's got more term too. I'm okay with him coming up to the NHL, I think. Oh yeah, and this guy's gonna be our head coach. Okay. He goes to head coach. He goes to assistant coach. Um, okay, I think that's good. So ideally, we'd have an NHL associate coach that's a forward specialist. We're going to try to hire a goalie coach to be a goalie coach for the AHL. And the rest are just going to be whatever we can fill in till hopefully we can get better coaches. Uh, very critical. Um, okay. 750. Goalie coach? Do we hire and then demote? Or attempt to hire first and then reattempt if they say no? Yeah, let's just go for it and then reattempt if we need to. Okay, then Well, this guy's not bad. Oh, I think I've tried going for this guy before. Well, we'll see what he does this time. Oh, I should have. I don't think I offered him the right number of years. Well, it's too late now. Mm, I'm pretty sure yeah, last season we tried with him before. Pretty sure it's not going to go with him either. So, unfortunately, I made the mistake of the wrong duration with one of the guys. So then he might sign it, then it's not going to be ideal, but whatever. Okay, so those are all the associate coaches. And we did one goalie coach. minus. Maybe last offseason I was being too picky with some of these positions. I can't remember how things went in the past though, so I could have sworn that things went a lot better. So maybe I'm just seeing worse options. I don't think B minus is good enough. Very critical. You idiot. Well, I'm still going to offer you what I want, and you can choose to accept it or not. So 2 million is what we'll offer. I don't think it'll let us offer 2 million, but we'll try. We'll go as high as we can. 1.1, I guess. So this guy's going to be our backup. We can't get her. Okay, so I think that's that for now, and then we'll fill in the rest later. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so let's go save. Okay, and now we got to see who's interested in extending and who's not. So Wrens are typically top performer. He's asking for 18 million. 0% chance. So he's getting traded. Kaminsky 8.9. Are you nuts? You're getting traded. Turgeon. Wow, about time we have somebody asking for a reasonable contract. 7 point something. But it leaps up pretty crazy. So we can keep him for 2 years. Question is if we want to. He hasn't been that great. So he's a maybe. I'm interested what he's going to say, but 11 million. You've been absolute garbage. You're getting traded. You're willing to do two-way. He's been stellar, so that's a no-brainer. He doesn't want to, so he's going to get traded. 7 point something. And then with the discount, that's going to be something like 6 something. So we're almost certainly no. We might not extend him because 79 overall is pretty bad. We'll wait to see how he develops in the offseason. Make that call. I don't know if this guy did anything. 16 points in 30 games. Oh, and not even with us. We'll keep him. Trading him. And that's that. Goalies, I think, are all still under contract. Yep. So that's all good. Well, so we have some major moves we're going to have to make. Wow. It's really only one major move. Okay, let's see from all the drafted guys what's out there. So far, nobody. Still nobody. Man, was it that bad of a draft? The scouting thing said it was supposed to be good. There isn't a single guy. Okay, now we got maybe somebody. Offensive defenseman. Wow, he's actually quite good. He'd have to go to the AHL to develop. 2 years, I think we could get potentially. That's the only guy. That's nuts. Wow. So we would use. Do we wait the off season to see if Galchenyuk develops? Because it says that he's franchise, and maybe in the off season he'll develop, and then that trade value will shoot up. I think it's a good idea to hold off and see there, and then we can trade other stuff that we have. Turgeon's going to extend for 2 years. Do we have anybody else we're trading? Oh yeah, Poirier. That Florida pick shot up. Blake the Snake, thanks for tuning in. I didn't like all the changes they made to NHL 24, so I didn't bother. Is it Pittsburgh that we're gonna? So I think it's better to use my picks at this moment. Yeah, I'd like to get 25 next, but of course we'll see what they do. So there's things like I don't know, this skilled stick stuff. Like, so basically where people can do the cross goal is a lot easier. I thought it was dumb. The play-by-play, I think they changed to some lady that I can't stand, or it's the color commentator, whatever. Anyways, the girl from TSN, I can't stand her. There's a bunch of other stuff too. So, anyways, we'll see what happens with next with NHL 25. I think I'm gonna trade that Pittsburgh one. What's Tampa doing? Tampa, I might keep. Florida, I can trade. What other picks do I have? Jets, Sabres, Flyers, Kraken. keeping that one for sure. Probably keeping that one. Um, who's gonna win the cup this year? Man, I have no idea. There's far too many good teams. Um, I have I can't even predict it. So I should say, so I'm gonna give my predictions, my official predictions, once the season's over for my stream that I recap NHL news. So that's gonna be 3 weeks from now. Um, but yeah, off the top of my head, um, Florida I like. Who else? Vegas, Dallas. I can't I actually can't choose. There's uh too many teams that are good. But anyways, I'll have my exact predictions once the bracket's all set up. And Blake, do you have a prediction? I wonder if they would do 1-for-1. No. Yeah, Carolina, I forgot to mention. There's just way too many good teams. Thanks, Blake. All right, that will go. I guess let's do it this way. Actually, this trade looks like it's going to go through pretty quick. Come on, you said just a touch 3 touches ago, you liar. See? Stupid. Come on. Here, let's do this then. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, but okay. All right, so we got the only guy from the draft that I think is any good. Yeah, you know what's funny is I forget which NHL it is. Uh, well, the first NHL and the second NHL, I like both of those. And then I haven't owned this game since NHL 14, which was also pretty good. Uh, but I thought this one, just in compare, I was going to buy it anyways, but in comparison to NHL 14, I think this is better. It's just, I mean, 10 years later and it still barely has improved. So they got a long way to go. I don't know why they don't put in more of an effort to improve these games, but gameplay is not that great. Franchise mode's not that great. There's too much wrong with this game. But for 10 years, especially, you'd think they would have fixed things, but apparently not. All right, let's see if there's any goalies that were drafted that are any good. I doubt it. So basically 20 years old and younger, around 70 overall is what we're looking for. Yeah, well, I've seen some stuff about 2K for basketball, I think it was, for their franchise mode or their equivalent thing. And it looked really good. I think it's their series. Um, I could be confusing it with something else, but anyways, yeah, I wish there was like some sort of competition that was better than this stuff. Oh, this guy's really good. He was just drafted too. I want him for sure. Okay, and then we'll get rid of current backup. And who are we not keeping? I think he's one of the guys that doesn't want to stand with us. I should check so I don't make a mistake. While I'm here, I might as well do this. Yeah, Downey we can trade. Uh, 47. Or do we let him expire? Maybe we'll trade somebody else that we're not keeping. Jermaine Jacobson Labrouille. Oh, I meant to do it this way. Really? cool. Oh, geez, if I could make NHL 25. So, I mean, there's so many different things. Um, ugh. So, there's a bunch of things because franchise mode is my favorite. That's what I play the most. Um, there's just way too many things to list, and I've kind of I've mentioned them in all the streams as I discovered different things that I dislike. So, oh, who's this guy? What? No way. Sorry, I got distracted. Um, well, that's two guys that can play in junior. Sweet. Um, okay, so things like there's a player search thing in franchise mode. You should be able to offer contracts from that section because if you find guys, and you can get the information, but then you have to go actually get them. So, for example, from free agency or from the team that they're on. Anyways, it's to either offer trades or signing from that screen. Better ways to like filter through players, kind of similar in concept to using Excel spreadsheets or like the NHL website in general. They have who are all these goldies that I keep finding? Um, yeah, different ways to filter things. Um, they need to improve how they create and develop players in like over the span of a franchise career. So for example, right now, what I'm running into is there's like no good defensemen. And of course, there's always going to be good defensemen. And especially as you go into the future, there's going to be a lot of good defensemen, but there's no good defensemen right now. Like the average high end defenseman right now is like 80 overall. It's ridiculous. Um, so that's got to improve. There's just way too many things to list. And like I said, I've mentioned them over the span of all my streams and stuff. Um, I could, do a video covering everything, but there's just way too many things to list. Um, so I'm sorry I can't give too many good examples. Like, so the AI um, in the actual gameplay is not good enough. People are way out of position. They make stupid plays. Um, it's improved a lot. I think they do a good job of like, for example, reading when you're getting open for a pass. And it's something I've taken advantage of when I play be a pro. Like you could see it on my streams that I've done. So they do well there. Um, yeah, anyways, there's just so many things that I want to change. Uh, but I'm pretty picky about all this stuff. Okay, so we just got all the guys from the recent draft that we would be targeting, which there's basically nobody, which is surprising. Uh, so it looks like whatever building we're going to do, which we don't even really need to do because we've got a lot of depth as it is. Um, but any building that we will do will have to be through free agency. I think we've got at least one guy coming from junior into next season. We've got two guys from the AHL. So I think Linglet's going back to junior. He should be. Cavallo was in the AHL, I believe. Same with Christie. So we already have two guys coming up, and if we're getting rid of Galchenyuk and Renz, that already replaces it. And we already had so many guys that we don't even really need them, to be honest. It's too bad we can't extend them, but like, there's no way we're paying 18 million. And yeah, aren't there? So Dorset, I think, is coming up, but I might trade him too because he hasn't really developed all that much and never really put up that great of numbers in junior. Yeah. So, anyways, let's go have a look at free agents. I think that's what we should be doing next. Oh, and I'm supposed to be scouting players that were signed to good contracts on other teams. So that's supposed to be before this, but I'm already here. I'll take a look. Okay, so we're looking for somewhere under 13 million. Are guys that we're potentially going to sign. So none of those. I've been monitoring this guy, but he didn't. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Blake. We'll see you again sometime. I was monitoring this guy, and I thought he would start to do better, but he's actually gone down every season. So I don't think we're going to be going for him. Or no. Carlos. Nope. He's not too bad. Nope. Oh, I should have checked. If there are any guys that were. No, so I didn't miss anybody. RFAs that we would consider, even though they'd be more expensive, but nobody there. Oh, he's our guy. So it doesn't look like there's anything of any interest. At least in terms of anybody important to trade. Well, to trade and sign. So for the younger players. All right, so the rest would all be um, full free agents that we would be considering. Now let's. I'm just gonna save. I don't know if I've done anything since I last saved, but do it again. It just said that Carney was available. What's he asking? See, it's funny. We jumped ship on him too, traded him away. This is a great example of why 16 million. No chance. All right, so let's go see if there's any good contracts that were signed, and we'll go steal them. No, no. Oh, missed. I forgot to look about defense. Actually, you know what? Let's just do forwards first, and then we'll go back and check D. Is this guy any good? No. $74. That is a really good contract. Playmaker. Strength isn't the best, but everything else is fine. What's his track record? Not the best, but put him on our team, and I think he'd actually be good. That's a great contract. He's 24, 6.3. I'm gonna write it down and then go back. Because so that's a guy we might trade for after the off season has gone through when everybody's developed. Because like I was saying, I think we are going to have better trade value out of Galchenyuk. So, well, I could be wrong. We'll see what happens, but I don't think it's going to get worse. $12.4. It's not bad. I'll write him down too. And the Islanders have turned into a decent team. '62. All his characteristics are good, but what's he signed for? Only 1 year, yeah. Answers that question. With us, his penalty minutes were horrendous. Away from us, they go back to reasonable. How many years left? 3 years left. We could go and pick him up again. I'm gonna write him down. '67. I don't like the term of the contract. '82. Didn't he do just as good? Yeah, the previous season. 4 years at 13.4. I mean, mm, no. I thought this guy had such promise, and then you can see from this season, then he just never got back to the same level. This was a guy I was scouting before. 14 million, that was too much. If like they're the best player in the league and they are getting paid 14 million, then fine, but they're not. Nope. Playmaker. Huh. Balance is good enough though. He sounds really good. Penalty minutes are horrendous. His production's not that great. Never mind. years at 12 million. He's a playmaker. Huh. Yeah, he's kind of picked it up, but I don't know if I trust him. Nah. So nothing for forwards, really. Well, except for the guys that I already mentioned. Then let's have a look at D. So I know, Blake, you're not on this stream anymore, but you'll anybody else who would have heard what I said before about defensemen, just watch how many defensemen are 80 or above. Write him down. That guy's not bad. How many years left? Yeah, this guy was available, kind of. Oh yeah, it's not good. Did he develop? Still no. This guy's good too. So we've got a bunch of options for defense, and I think we need to move at least one, maybe two defensemen. $12 million, $11 million for defensemen. I know it's in the future, but man, there's no way. So yeah, there's a pretty long list of defensemen to choose from. Again, they're all like just above 80, so it's not like what I was saying was wrong. Um, there are a bunch that are within range of what we'd consider. All right, and that's all the D. So we've got a list of 3 forwards we're considering, and 5D. One of which we're not going to do until the preseason, regular season. So I think though, like I was saying, we have probably too many players as it is. What are we doing with D at the moment? Okay, so Kaminsky is too expensive. So he's gone. Sarno, Bruin are good. That's 2D. Bachman is 3. Heward is 4. Just making sure there's nothing wrong with these guys. Balance isn't the best for Bruin, but that's okay. As long as he stays above that 80. And even if he doesn't, it's not the end of the world, but we're trying to keep that there. Hillman is good. I hope he develops more because we want him to be in the 80s. So then we've got 2, 3, 4. He would be our 7th defenseman. So that's 5. He's willing to extend at a decent cap hit, but I don't know if he's good enough to deserve that. Yeah, not compared to what we had available out there. So we have 4 plus 1. So we need 2 top 6 D. Felt like we were okay, but I guess not. Should I wait to see if. No, because he didn't play that great anyways. I was going to say wait to see if that one guy develops that wants a reasonable contract, but um, you got to produce too, not just uh, have good ratings. Okay, then. Um, okay, so the Colorado guy, we're waiting on Boston guy, Johnston. Has 2 years left, which is not ideal. But his production was pretty good. So he's a good choice. Prince of Calgary. Problem is he's only 80 overall, and when you're kind of teetering on that line, you don't know how they're gonna develop. He's got a good personality, it says. So he's a good option. How many years left? Only one, but that makes it not so good. Right shot, can play both sides. He's not a bad option, but not ideal. Silvestre. Whoa, I didn't notice the penalty minutes. We're erasing him. Nobody got time for that. And then New Jersey, Gunderson. Two years. So I'm thinking Gunderson and Johnston, or do I only get one and then wait? 2027. Because yeah, if we wait to see how the Colorado guy develops, because he's actually ideal. Mind you, I don't know how many years left he has. So Johnston's been way more productive. He's got good characteristics. So we'll pick him up. What can we get rid of? Poirier they want. Kaminsky they want. Oh, he's actually a higher trade value. Um, hmm. No way. I thought for sure that would go through. No way. Let's do something like this. Sweet. All right. So now we have 5D plus our seventh. So we need our sixth D, which I think we're going to delay until the preseason to do. How much cap space do we have? Oh, we're getting rid of that franchise guy. We don't have to yet, but I just realized the owner happiness is unhappy. Like, you gotta be kidding me. We got to the conference final. Stupid. So there's nobody we want to trade for. Um, well, at least nobody yet, and nobody of any crazy high value. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Geez, we have too many players. Uh, 13. I think that's right, though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Huh. Well, I mean, we would do the same thing where but in this case, Korolyuk would be the extra guy. Finneganov, we got to trade, and that's if we're not keeping Turgeon. Huh. How much cap space? 3.8. Oh, I forgot to take a look at goalies because we might be able to make an improvement. Doubt it, but never know. No, no, No. Nope. No. No, doesn't look like anybody. Oh, before I start offering to these guys, I should check their value. Okay, so no goalies then, but we already have everything set up for goalies basically for the future. Well, potentially at least. Geez, what do we do? Because if we're getting rid of Wrens, what do we replace it with? I mean, he's not a bad option. 3 years at 14. He's a centerman. Produces consistently. He's a guy we were considering before, so I don't know. There's Moss as well. What do you do again? Ha! Pick right in the guy we got rid of is a point per game defenseman. And I was saying before that that's like the only theoretical way where we would pay any sort of substantial amount of 20 million is just ridiculous and would never happen. So Moss is with the Islanders. 11.4. 3 years. He's a power forward, is not ideal. His production on a per game basis was good, but total was not. Potentially not going to be as good. So you know what? That St. Louis guy. 14 million though. Holy jeez. What are we paying? It's basically the same. We have a lot of guys coming up. We have to trade him for something. Would that work? Oh, and then maybe retain salary too. Yeah, let's try that out. I've never tried the retaining salary. And this actually would really help us if they'd retain some. To be honest, if they retained anything in this trade, I would be perfectly happy with the trade. Um, okay, at this point now, removing a pick and then increasing the salary retention, I think is better for us. So I usually wouldn't get into any retaining salary stuff, but because we're getting rid of such a high value asset and we probably can't really get sufficient value back, this is the only way that we can get close, I think. And I'm going by, if you haven't noticed, $250,000 each time, or as close as I can get. What's my cutoff point? Basically where he's making about 11 million. So we're getting close. I wonder if they'd retain any amount of salary, like if this is all just for nothing. Like if I took all these firsts, they still wouldn't do it. $4 million, so we still got a bit more we can go. $3 million makes it 11.1. Uh, what do I do? What do I do? Remove a pick, increase retention, or keep picks and decrease retention. That's tough. What do I do? Okay, by the end of his contract, he might be gone anyways. So picks are probably more valuable. I think that's what we'll do. So now we'll just keep going down on the salary retention. Okay, so let's go back up to 2 million. Whoops. Huh, okay. I'm perfectly okay with that. Where is he here? So his cap hit is 12.9. It was 14, so we saved about 1.1 million. Well, 1.2. So that's actually quite good. Um, hmm. All right. Then what else do we want to do? So now I mean, again, we basically just made ourselves too deep by doing that, but I would rather a guy that's um, established because that's going to help us win. Going too young all at once, which we already did, probably hurt us. Um, we have no prospects we can trade for. We've got nothing. I mean, we basically would have to trade our guys for picks. And all the trade values are high, so they're not going to get lower for us to trade. So then we would want to trade for any first round picks at the end of the off season. Except maybe better choose our picks of the ones that we currently have. So like if a team we're not sure if they're going to actually turn out being good, then so like okay, so if the trade value is high and it seems like they're actually going to be a better team, we should unload it now for one where it seems less likely that they're going to be a good team. Um, I'm gonna write a note for that. Do I still have time? I guess I still have time. Winnipeg, Buffalo, Buffalo, Florida. Buffalo for sure we're keeping. Florida we should trade. How much cap space did they have? 51. Nashville. What do we want to get rid of that they want? Okay, that's not a bad thing. Because this is also acceptable. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Good thing I didn't put through the trade. Man, we really get screwed in these trades. Jeez. Come on, you stupid thing. Alright. So we got rid of another guy we didn't want to have. Now, did Nashville change their status from getting that guy? No. Even more of a seller, I guess. We already have Philly. We have Pittsburgh. But I think we're going to get rid of that. San Jose. I think we actually are going to want St. Louis's. Yeah. Tampa, Seattle, Winnipeg. Vancouver. Okay, so Tampa for Vancouver. Oops. Sweet. That's a good trade for us too. Okay, so we have Winnipeg. Which I think we'll keep. Washington's not bad. Vegas. Vancouver we have. Tampa's not good, but they're not the worst either. They've got a goalie, two goalies I think I saw. I like St. Louis. Yeah, St. Louis is better than Seattle. We'll do that one. Oh, it says conservative seller though. Oh, but we have to get rid of Pittsburgh anyways. Or did we already? I guess we did. Buffalo, Nashville, Philly, Vancouver, Seattle, and St. Louis are basically the same. Buffalo, Nashville, Philly. Nashville, Philly, Seattle, Vancouver, Winnipeg. So they're all sellers, and theoretically, that means they're not going to be good teams. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 first round picks next year. We still have some guys we'd like to unload. The problem is now we actually would be making teams better, and then that makes it where we're trying to trade for picks. It's not going to help us. Cheniak we have to trade, but we'll wait. Turgeon, we should trade. Oh, but we want to send them to. That's not a bad idea. Can't believe if it's going to be 1-for-1, that's a bit unfair. It's not even 1-for-1. That's a joke. No way. So unfair. Jeez, that is ridiculous. Okay, and then now we repurpose this for that St. Louis first. Um, is that going to make them too good of a team? I don't think so. It's just a defenseman. All right, that's also okay. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 first rounders for next season. And they all look like they're going to be um, competing for the first overall pick. Um, we got rid of the guys we wanted to get rid of, I think, all of them, except for Gil Chaniak, which means we still can probably get 2 more first rounders or pretty close to it. Loth, Rolfo, Gachin, Layman, Lynn, Belashoff, Christy, Rafalski. Wasn't Leighton elite? And somehow he's slipping to top six after producing like point per game. That makes no sense. Anyways, Dorsett, we might be able to trade if we feel like it. But otherwise, that's our team, I guess. So let me just see the numbers now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have the exact amount if we keep the guys that we currently have. And then there were other forwards that we were considering. And how much cap space? We have 12 million in cap space. So we could package two of them to get someone we want and then sign somebody else. But no, then that's going to put us over the cap. Um, well, we still have one defenseman we have to trade for. So those two guys between them should. Oh, but Galchenyuk is going to be good enough. So those two guys are still available to be traded, or we keep them. Shells. One, two, three, four, five, six. One more D. So we could trade for Shells. Really good value contract. We could trade those two guys for Filatov. They want both of them. That would eat up the full amount of our cap. And some, to be honest. 6 million, and then so it kind of makes more sense to pick up Schultz, which should leave us enough space for the other defensemen. We can get rid of Dorsett and who's the other guy? Korolyuk? Somebody else? Yeah. Korolyuk and Dorsett. I was gonna wait till next stream to do this, but to be honest, I Don't see why I wouldn't do it already. See, the thing about this, we might be getting too many good players all on our team with not so many spots. But we've had guys on the fourth line produce like a point per game. So it's not like I don't think we're gonna really hurt anybody. I'm surprised that didn't go through. Do we have anything else to trade? Okay. Oh, I should just upgrade the picks. Oh, I don't think I'll be able to. It's a nice thought. No. Um, Maybe this will still work. We want shows. Dorset. Okay, let's hope that these miscellaneous guys are gonna make it go through. Those Kovalev and somebody. Who's the other guy? Hmm. Come on. What else can we do? Let's wait, I guess. Okay, so then I guess that's where we'll leave it for this one. If you like the stream, hit the like button, share with your friends, subscribe, turn on notifications. The channel homepage has upcoming streams on regular NHL content. That's going to be, I think it's 3 weeks from now, at the end of the regular season, covering the 3 weeks prior of NHL news. For franchise mode, that schedule is in the About section of the channel. It runs Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Be a pros whenever I have time or feel like it. Any comments, leave them in the comments, suggestions likewise, and we'll see you guys. What day is it today? Tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern. More franchise mode. Okay, bye.